Alright, so we're back. Part 7. I was planning on doing that in one tutorial, but I had my kids here, and anyways, I had to go do something real quick. So this won't be too long, but we'll just go ahead and Google that. Urban Dictionary. And you can do this with really any site, but this is kind of a cool one here. Okay, so first thing, we gotta go so what we're gonna do here is we're gonna use if sys, which is finally gonna make sure we gotta use that. Okay, sys dev version info array bracket there. Now this is basically just saying what version of Python do we have, and we're just testing if it's 2 or 3. If it's greater than 2, we're gonna import oops. Or not, never mind. We're just follow along here. This is the only time you're gonna have to type this out here. Okay, so what we're doing is we're importing URL lib.request as URL request, and that is just going to be URL request is basically a variable of this. Okay, so else Alright, so if the system version info 0 thingy is greater than 2, import that, else import that. So it's basically testing, you know, if you got Python 3 or Python 3 or whatever, 2 or the other way, I don't know really. So now what we're doing is okay, so first we got to look up here at Urban Dictionary. So we're gonna take a note of the URL right here, and we're just gonna search a word and take a note of the URL here. Okay, so define PHP, that is the file, and then we have a query, a search thing, and then term equals, and then we have the word. So that should be pretty easy to replicate in some code. So first thing we're going to do, we're going to come down to on message, down here. Okay, we added UD there. I was planning on doing it last time, but so now we'll just put it here. It's not exactly the first command anymore, but whatever. So give us some space. Alright, so elif use underscore prefix like we normally do, and command equals UD. Okay. And length of args is going to be greater than 0. That's important here. Let's test if args are greater than 0, because we need to use args in this command here. So we're going to say ud word equals args dot lower, or not lower, args dot replace. And what this method is it's a string method, again, and basically it's going to replace all of the spaces with a plus symbol. Now you can see that if we search stuff and more. As you can see, all the spaces are now plus signs, and that's pretty much standard stuff there. So I'm going to go ahead and just copy this URL here. Okay, and so replace this with this. Make sure it's only one space there. Okay, so then we're going to make another variable, ud data equals URL request dot URL open, and that's going to open up our URL. Okay, so we're going to just go ahead and put in that, and then we're going to put in ud word. Okay, since it's a string, it'll go together there pretty well. Okay, so now our args, and it's going to replace the spaces, and then search term plus ud word. Okay, so now before we go on, actually what we're going to do here is, since we can go on here, we're going to just go ahead and do that, and we're going to say ud read equals ud data dot and that is just going to read all of the HTML. And just for kicks, I want to show you what would happen if we print out ud read. Okay, so we'll go ahead and run this now, like this, and you'll be able to see what I'm talking about here. So and there we go. We have the whole website's HTML here. Now that's a lot of stuff, but basically doc type, and then the HTML, blah 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 blah, and now we have this whole big string of HTML code. Okay, so now that I've shown you that, we can move on. So what we're going to do now is we're going to right click here. Stuff and more isn't defined yet. Okay, now let's go ahead and view page source. Okay, and we'll go ahead and look around in here to see what is what. Stuff. Basically what we're doing now is So sometimes it's easier just to do it like that. Okay, and I think that that is the best spot there. And I think that's what we're going to use. Okay. So yeah, that's what we're going to use there. So we'll go ahead and shut this down here. So we'll make oh man. Well, actually, I think there is a better one we can use. I don't remember. Ah, there we go. So this one here is the one we want to use. Okay, so this is basically saying if this is inside of the HTML, the word isn't defined yet, so it's not going to have anything to return. So we're going to basically just make an if statement. If this, and we got to escape these characters. Actually, we don't have to because they are that, but so we'll just do that. If div ID not defined yet, in UD read. We'll want to say room.message args, oops, no, not capital, args plus is alright. So now that's going to give the link there. Okay. To go to find it at. Alright. And then so how should we do this now? Okay, so now we're going to do a word that actually is in there. We're going to do stuff for kicks. We'll just do stuff. Okay, so this is the first one here. So we just right click, view source, and I believe should be around here somewhere here. Stuff. Aha. Found something. Definition and example. Alright. So definition, we're going to split the string. So we're just copy this part here. Okay? And we're going to do we're going to make UD clean, and that's going to equal UD read dot split. And what split is it's going to split the Alright, actually, we need to make two variables here. First one is going to be, okay, so let me explain this here. Everything, we want to split this part here and all this off and set it to a variable that we're not going to use. Okay? So basically we're going to split it at right here and behind it, and then we're going to split the rest of it in the second time. So right now just copy that, okay? And we're going to do trash, comma, ud clean, and we're going to split it there. So now here we do have to backslash these to escape them, because before they were basically saying, okay, Python is saying, okay, this was the string, and then there was not a string there, and then there was a string there. So basically just use the backslash, and it's saying, well, okay, string gets to this and says, okay, ignore that, string gets to this, ignore that, and then string, right? And then you put here, you put a 1. Alright? So now, on opposite, we're going to do ud clean, comma, trash equals. And then the difference here is we're going to clean this message. So we'll do ud clean dot split. And here we're going to do the same thing, but a little bit different. We're going to get this. The first div is where it's going to split it. Alright? And it's just going to return this one message. Okay? So there is that. And bam! There we go. So, now what we do is we're going to room.message there we go. So now, go ahead and save this. There we go. So now we'll go ahead and run this. Pretty simple, yes? Okay, so we'll do if it doesn't bug out. There we go. And as you can see, we can basically query or search for any term that's on the Urban Dictionary. So we'll just do that, see what happens. Oops, we did forget to do something here. Alright, so now for some reason here, we'll just go ahead and try that. Okay, and we're also going to just throw a try and bump this up with a tab there. Tab, tab, tab. And we'll just say okay, so now it won't crash if there's error, but I still want to try to get it to say not defined yet. So for some reason there was something wrong in what happened there, and it just kind of passed over that if and went to the else. So I don't know. We'll run that again. There we go. It's not defined yet. Go define it at go ahead. And alright, there we go. And that is the basics of web crawling, public data hacking, etc. going on. Alright, so let's try it again. ED pretty cool. Oh, you know what we forgot to do? We can very easily clean out some of this HTML that's left over in there by putting a comma and then putting true there. And what that's saying is true to used HTML. It's set to false by default in ch.py, but you can set it to true. And go ahead and run this again, and it should clean out quite a bit of that stuff that's there. So we'll just do this, see if it looks any better there. Yeah, it does look better. So now we're going to go ahead and clean out that. That's the last thing we got to clean. So we'll just do a replace. Alright. Anyways, I'll be back. Peace.